Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun-Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in Fire Sign. Basically motivated by inspirations and aspirations. Recharges energy through vigorous, physically demanding activity and by pursuing new visions for the future. The Sun in the Signs, Interpretive Guidelines. Sun in Sagittarius. Creative energy is directed toward one's ideals and aspirations, not only expressing them, but often promoting them to others. Sense of individuality is colored by one's ultimate beliefs and optimistic philosophical outlook. Essentially values wide-ranging mental and physical liberty. Radiates a friendly, exploratory, open spirit, very broad-minded and values honesty. Needs to be recognized for moral, upright nature. Sometimes high standards can lead to intolerance and insensitivity to others. The Moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the Moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The Moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in Water Signs. Reacts to changing experiences with sensitivity and emotion. Feels comfortable with self when feelings are deeply involved. Sign position of the Moon. How one reacts based on subconscious predisposition. Moon in Pisces. Reacts sensitively, compassionately, empathetically, evasively, vulnerably, and idealistically. Periods of unfocused, freely imaginative daydreaming help bring emotional tranquility. Needs a sense of oneness with the world and the universe to feel secure and right about oneself. Nurtures others through healing compassion and sympathy. Feels secure when serving humanity or a spiritual ideal. Feelings about self are nebulous, which can inhibit self-understanding and confidence. Flows easily with changing situations. Contentment comes through giving of self and/or transcending the personal self and its fears. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science. Copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Pisces. Visionary, dreamer, romantic, sensitive, emotionally positive, with a divine discontent that nothing of this world will take away. Poetical and mystical if unafflicted. Makes a great gentleness in the person, but doesn't help in a worldly sense. Good for musicians and artists, for this gives a greatly heightened sensitivity to life. A great sympathy for the underdog. Suffering through the emotions for this position of the Moon is difficult. Needs to strengthen the will in order to withstand the impact of negative vibrations from others. In a male chart, attracts a sensitive and sentimental female. Not overstrong physically. Sun-Moon Alchemy. The elemental combinations of the Sun sign and the Moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each Sun-Moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. Fire-water combinations. Take firepower and water power and put them together, and you get steam, the power which drove the great trains. Steam is used to cleanse and sterilize and can also scald. Emotionally, this combination has a reputation for being especially given to passionate emotional involvement. Volatile, romantic, moody, the fire-water person has the artistic temperament which can fluctuate wildly. It is a poetic, ardent temperament, courageous in its visions, yet vulnerable in its need for love and inspiration. The poet Shelley, Sun in Leo, Moon in Pisces, exemplified this passionate, artistic nature very well, and could equally be describing himself when he rejoices in his poem The Skylark. Pourest thy full heart and profuse strains of unpremeditated art. When the sun is in water and the moon is in fire, the result is a passionate crusader whose feelings fuel his purpose and art. But fire can make water evaporate, and water may extinguish fire. When this happens, this type can feel unstable, depressed, and disoriented. Shadow side. The fire-water individual often lacks the ability to take the impersonal view, that is, to step back and reason impartially about things. Their approach is intensely personal, urgent, passionate, and for them, life lacks meaning and color if that vital personal ingredient is taken away. Often a slave to the intense fluctuation of moods, this type's volatility can reach fanatical proportions, especially if a cool, reasoned argument is called for. Instability and impracticality can play havoc with the smooth running of their lives. Relationships. The fire-water type is a highly romantic, warm, and emotional person, and to a large degree thrives on love and satisfying relationships. Whilst one part of the nature may want to merge and gain absolute security, however, another part wants excitement and challenge. One part may feel an infinite capacity to give, whilst another part is impelled to devour. This mixture can be demanding to live with, but also exciting and rewarding in the way that it might stretch other, less emotional types. People with this combination tend to feel contained and grounded by earth-air types. Their moodiness and changeability is less problematic as they learn to direct some of their emotional energy into their own creative pursuits. Male versus female. This combination blends the most feminine and the most masculine of the elements. An extreme yang and an extreme yin quality together produces a very creative but also a very volatile and often difficult combination for either sex to handle. Both males and females can experience huge mood swings as they contact first their powerful independence and pride, and then their sensitivity and vulnerability. In general, both males and females will seek highly personal professional avenues. Conforming to convention is not their strong suit. Under the label of the artist, both the male and female fire-water type will find more compassionate acceptance as well as intense admiration from others. In other words, their artistic inspiration and highly theatrical style usually more than compensates for their lack of emotional stability. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William U. Wei's Cosmic Astrology. Copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Pisces. Lyricist. You are characterized by flights of fancy. Frequently, you may take the easy way out rather than making your numerous gifts work for you. You just adjust and accommodate. You tend to take on the characteristics of those nearest to you, and you are emotionally weak with associates, family, and friends. You may let yourself down because of fear or lethargy, even though you have high principles. Sometimes you seem to live on a distant fantasy island, and there is a dreamlike aspect to the Sagittarius Pisces. Sometimes you seem to live on a distant fantasy island, and there is a dreamlike aspect to the Sagittarius Pisces. Somehow, when it comes to knowing who deserves your trust and who does not, you are led almost solely by your intuition. You can mix up dreams with the real world because you also have an extraordinary imagination. It sometimes carries you away. You are universal in nature, and this allows you to survive in almost any surroundings. You are highly impressionable and adaptable. The one main disadvantage to your vivid imagination and a high amount of sensitivity is that it can be hard for you to deal with reality. You may be content to copy or live using others because you set them up as ideals. This is a shame because the Sagittarius Pisces who is more daring will discover that only the smallest amount of effort can lead to better things. You feel the present and future must be happy, and you are an optimist. You have two ways of dealing with negativity in your life. You may simply lie to yourself, accepting a fake kind of happiness, or you will tune out troubles rather than handling them directly. You are extremely romantic and giving in love, and life devoid of love is unimaginable for you. It is essential that you have a good appreciation of yourself before beginning long-term relationships, because you take the chance of having unhealthy associations, especially in romance. You almost certainly have a great love of learning and travel, as well as exploring other places. Your combination would be good as anthropologists or historians. Ultimately, those with Moon in Pisces can be artists or poets if they learn to use their magnificent creative abilities. Hopefully, you will get the type of guidance that will set you on the correct path, and your talents will be recognized at a young age. You can have enormous happiness and have the capability to take pleasure in life to its fullest. Notes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign, Moon Sign. There is no cure for birth and death, save to enjoy the interval. George Santayana. Your greatest strengths: openness to life and adventure, expansive intellect and intuition, ability to work with people and ideas in an open, versatile manner, warm, sensitive, forgiving, and humorous nature. Your greatest weaknesses: gullibility and vacillation, lack of concentration and discrimination, emotional instability, tendency to alternate between optimism and pessimism without the patience to ground your ideas. Image for integration. A jolly, shabbily dressed vicar tells raucous jokes to down-and-outs, children, and high society at the church garden party.